So we all know Brandy just released her memoir recently about specific periods in her life. And of course there's been reports and media coverage on this heavily. Recently, an audio from the memoir surfaced about how Brandy recalled a moment in her life where her then producer Rodney Jerkins had a real heated argument that led up to her walking out on him.
What about? I don't even remember. But we were going at it like usual. The way siblings do when they know exactly which buttons to push. Only this time, he looked me dead in the eye and said, "Go do what you're gonna do, while I go sell 5 million records with Beyonce." The words landed like a gut punch. I stormed out of the studio. Humiliation burned through me like a wildfire. Left behind in the ashes was a sadder realization. It was time for me to move on.
I felt like this in particular was important to talk about. Just as much love Brandy gets from her peers in the industry, she receives just as much disrespect. Now, a lot of the disrespect comes from her being pitted against other women, and then the other half comes from her having close relationships. Now, for the longest in the 90s, Brandy dominated the music industry as the it girl of R&B pop. Now, of course, she didn't do all this alone. She had a team. She had a strong team, and Rodney Jerkins was a part of that team. And he would be someone considered to be her quote-unquote super producer. In past interviews, Brandy has described their relationship as a musical marriage because of the success that they had together. Now, don't get me wrong, before working with Brandy, Rodney Jerkins had some success with other artists, but it was with working with Brandy in specific, with that type of body of work that he had on her Never Say Never album, that really took the lead and blew him up. And also with her Full Moon album as well. So he was like one of the most hottest producers in the 90s, in the 2000s to work with. And so in this moment, when they had their heated argument and this exchange, whether he realized it or not, he was doing exactly what they claim the industry always does, which was pit women against one another. Now, do I believe that he started it? No, I don't. But I do believe that he added a layer to it. Now, if you can remember earlier on in Brandy's memoir, when she was releasing it, she said that her, then at this time in her relationship with Wanye Morris, that he would always kind of criticize or critique her vocals, saying that why she don't sing like Mariah Carey, comparing her to other artists. And that right there, I think that can create some insecurities in anybody, but I do believe that it created insecurities in Brandy, and she spoke candidly about that. And so that to me was the first seed. Now keep in mind, this is coming from a person who shares the same technique as the singer Tank and an ostrich with your chin and neck up, who was trying to critique her vocals. And I felt like at that time, by it being so important that you cultivate and have your own sound, and for him to be in a boy band group, I felt like it was a little bit of jealousy there. Keep in mind, working with Brandy and Monica, just off that, Rodney being instrumental in that, it was already this competition about everybody thinking that they competing against one another. Everybody was comparing them, who's better, all of that. And then unfortunately, by them being young and being impressioned upon by the industry, they fell into that. So fast forward to this argument with Rodney making reference to Beyonce, who was really blowing up at the time. You know, that just added another layer. So her and Monica being compared, that was the dirt on top of the seed that Wanye had already laid. And then her getting into this blow up with Rodney, I feel like that was the watering. That's not to say that I believe that Brandy is jealous of Beyonce, because I don't think that at all. In fact, I think she admires her. But at the same time, I do feel like there could be room for somewhat of, you know, a little bit of envy. And I only say the envy part because Brandy has spoken out about how at one point in her career where she started to pay attention to Beyonce and what Beyonce was doing. But Brandy has also praised Beyonce in a lot of her interviews as well.
I just got off track on how to win. Like, the moment I start looking at Beyonce and you're Brandy. And I'm not even that sexy, so don't do it. It's not me. That I had to learn to not try to conform and how to, fit in there. Like, that's not how I won before. Like, okay, the game's changed, but the way dreams come true hasn't changed.
I don't think I've ever heard a comparison to me and Beyonce. I just think Beyonce, maybe those are fans. And I wish these fans would quit that, because when you put competition in the midst of what's so unique and so different about every artist out there, it keeps you from appreciating everybody. Yeah, everybody has a preference, but because everybody has their own tone, their own sound. Nobody can be Beyonce better than Beyonce. Nobody can be me better than me, or any of these other great artists.
Now, I do understand that at the time of this argument, things between these two probably were said that probably wasn't meant, but that doesn't take away the fact that those things that were said can't be taken back either. And I say that because I remember when a family business aired and Brandy was speaking about Rodney, she had a lot of pent up, what it seemed like animosity towards him, because she found out that he was going to be working with Ray J on a project.
Our recent work that we've done together, which was my last album called Human, was not successful. And since then, our relationship has been kind of shaky. Rodney Jerkins better give you his best work, because he did not give me his best work on Human. Some of the things that has happened between me and Rodney has been personal. If he's not going to give you the best work and the best album, there's no need to do a deal with him.
Now, of course, at the timing of this airing, this was around 2010 on VH1. And over the years, I'm pretty sure they have become amicable or become very cordial with one another. But it doesn't take away the fact that which once was a great relationship was ruined by an exchange of words, or part of an origin of this narrative that Brandy is jealous of Beyonce, or maybe that it's possible that she has something against Beyonce. Pitting women against one another leaves an open door for lots of insecurities, especially when you're used to being the top dog. I'm not saying that he has said that, because again, he has gone on to praise her. He's praised her vocally. He's spoken very pleasantly about her over the recent years in interviews. I have seen them, but that goes back to my point. Brandy gets the respect by her peers and by the people in the industry, but she still receives just as much disrespect. And this has been that same narrative that has taken root and has constantly slowly grown over the years. It's being pitted against and blasted. If you can remember, it was some years back, it was this songwriter by the name of TC. I think his real name is like Ty Young Christian or something like that. And he was a fan of Brandy. He's always been a fan of hers. And he's always expressed his love for her. And she gave him his first placement as a writer on one of her albums. I believe it was the Human album. He wrote a song for her on that album. I don't know if he wrote several, but I do know he wrote one of the songs that was on the album.
Do that one more time. You better sing, Brandy.
Like, I'm so serious. When I was little, I admired so much. Yeah, do that for me. I admired you so much. And I really appreciate you, because it was a blessing for me to have a song on your album. And it was my first placement as a writer. And so I just want to tell you that I thank you for everything that you've done for me as a vocalist, as everything.
They became really cool. And I don't know if something business-wise happened or whatever, but they had like a big following out also. Now, several articles posted this, like the Jasmine brand, iHeart.com, HelloBeautiful.com. And it all kick-started when TC came and blasted Brandy. He basically blasted her for being a bad friend, claiming she was spiteful, and also outing her as a Beyonce hater. He also said that she liked it to play the victim and that she did not give him any respect. If you want respect, you get respect. Just because you are the quote-unquote vocal Bible, it's not okay for you to treat people like poop. Now, it was also alleged rumors out there that Brandy was jealous that he was working with Tamar Braxton and that they were getting close. But the main thing that really blew up in the media was that the fact that she was jealous, or he made claims that she was jealous about him taking a picture with Beyonce. Of course, with accusations out there like this, it doesn't have legs, it has wings at this point. And Brandy had to come out with a statement, and she was quoted saying basically to not love and respect greatness would be a disgrace. She also denied all the claims that saying that she was jealous or she did not like Beyonce. She also praised and shouted out Solange also for defending her and giving her so much respect to her music. She also was quoted saying, "I've been through so much in my life, so I'm not fearful of anyone's words or slander. It doesn't get any worse when someone has called you a blank." And I think at that point she was referring to that car accident. But she says, "I'll let everyone finish that. So this post isn't about dodging stings from the hive. This is about the truth." Now again, this was years ago. I mean, probably almost 10 or if not a little bit over years ago since all this happened, and the postings have been deleted. And I do believe that they are at least cordial, because I have seen under some comments where he would say something positive about her. Now, I'm not saying that she is innocent, because I don't think anybody's slate is squeaky clean, and I'm also not saying that she is guilty, because I don't know and I was not there. What I am saying is that there is a history of Brandy having respectable relationships that always end out to being publicly disrespected, and that history lies within the music industry, and she's always been pitted against other women, whether it be her, Monica, Beyonce, Tamar, or even Mariah. The pitting her against women in the industry has always been there. Anyone or anything that might have any ties to the music industry has played a part in Brandy's disrespect as well. Like, for instance, when Charlemagne was on the Breakfast Club and he had Fredro Starr as an interviewer there, he interviewed Fredro Starr and he brought up something about a comment Fredro had made about Brandy years prior, and he brought it up on the Breakfast Club, and Fredro Starr got upset and went completely off on Charlemagne.
Bro, you brought up some shit on some slick shit. I ain't with all that, B. I'm a real nigga.
Oh, you talking about the
Yeah, I'm talking about with that.
Alright, what you want me to do? You said it.
That was good, though. Oh, that was crazy. Breakfast Club, nigga. Alright, let's get on with the interview.
I don't know what you want me to do.
You can't do nothing, nigga. You can't do nothing, nigga. That's what I'm saying, nigga. You can't do nothing, big man. You can't do nothing, nigga. I know it's so fucking good, nigga.
I ain't here for that.
Plain of garbage, nigga.
Now, of course, this is not a one-time incident. It is an isolated incident of many moments that Brandy has been disrespected publicly, by the music industry or something that has ties to the music industry. In this case, an artist and a radio host, radio station. And she has been on the Breakfast Clubs probably a handful of times, but the times that she has been there, she has been disrespected, mainly by Charlemagne, when he's been asking her all kinds of questions like about her mouth, and he's even made comments about her being pregnant when he knew that she wasn't, and he had to end up apologizing for that. And not only that, Brandy actually came out and spoke her feelings about how she felt when she saw that.
No.
Oh, so you know Brandy's boyfriend?
Yes.
Oh, so I can't ask Brandy what that mouth do though?
No, you cannot.
Oh, okay.
You cannot.
That's a compliment. Don't worry about it.
Oh, okay.
That is not a compliment. That is a compliment.
Brandy do around the same time?
She's not pregnant.
Oh.
That's not nice, Charlemagne.
What?
Because you can't do that to people and make them feel like she's not pregnant.
I thought that was the rumor. Charlamagne, come on, fam.
It was also a rumor that she was carrying my baby. That's not true. Very protective over Brandy, and you have a lot to say about her relationships.
Me, I mean, I'm always there for her, like, I'm always like her third eye if she need me, but we grown, so she got, as long as she happy, I'm happy.
She came up here one time. Charlamagne made her cry.
No, I did
Yeah,
not.
I mean,
I did
that
not.
was-
Why
that was-
everybody keep saying
He
that?
did.
It was a lot.
No, I did
It was a
not.
lot.
You
It
was
was a
doing-
lot.
I was, listen, first of all.
You should have
got
called
nothing but
Charlamagne
respect for
after
Brandy.
that. Because actually, her fiance, Ryan called me after that. Like,
But
yo,
what did I do? What did I say to
I
her?
remember what you said, but you made her cry, man. It was real sad.
You said something on the Breakfast Club. The Charlamagne thing really hurt my feelings. I'm going to be totally honest. Like, people don't get to me. But, like I said, when people genuinely think I'm pregnant and just don't want to say that I gained weight, I don't feel like they have bad intentions towards me. That's why it never really bothered me when people would say it. But when he said it knowing that I'm not pregnant. You get what I'm saying? So I could feel his...
So it was like an intention
It
type
was
of thing.
an intention to hurt me. It was intention to hurt somebody. And then you did it in front of my brother.
Another thing that was messed up about Charlamagne's comment about her weight gain was the fact that many years ago, Brandy revealed that she was struggling with her weight as she was growing as a teen star. And she revealed this on her VH1 special Behind the Music. And she talked about how she was basically bulimic. She was not eating, and then when she was eating, she wasn't eating properly. And then the food that she was not eating properly, she was regurgitating it. She was taking diet pills because she had this dying need to be so thin. And all of this was a result of her trying to be perfect and trying to please the public with this perfect image. And I believe when Charlamagne said that, it triggered her. There also was another incident when the rapper Shine was interviewed on the It Is What It Is podcast by Cameron and Mace. Cameron brought up Mace and Shine allegedly seeing Brandy around the same time, and Shine made claims that they in fact did see each other around the same time.
Yeah.
What happened with Brandy and everything? Let's just do it.
Listen,
Let's do it. We dealing with Brandy.
Okay, let me switch my glass.
You know what
happened? We going here.
You was dating Brandy at one time, or y'all was just, how'd it go?
I was special, you know. He came in and wanted to be special. So I had to let him be special.
I mean, no lies told.
Yeah,
he was Shaq.
Okay.
He was the champion. He was the MVP.
Right.
I was Kobe, no pun intended, because they said Kobe was a special friend of Brandy's as well.
Right.
But no pun intended.
Right.
But I was coming out of high school on a championship team, and he was the superstar of the team.
Right.
But I definitely did want to be special. I definitely.
And of course, after the airing of this and it getting a whole lot of coverage, coupled with Randy's brother Ray J seeing this and responding because he didn't like the way that they was talking about his sister, Brandy came out and she denied those rumors, saying that it wasn't true and that they did not date. And Ray J was trolling them non-stop. I think he was trolling them for like a whole week straight.
Keep my sister's name out your mouth, and now I'm gonna slap the fucking daylights out of you when I see you, period. Cause one thing niggas ain't gonna do is talk shit about my sister without me going back on these big head ass niggas. Shine, Mace, and Cam, like, I don't know. I never had a problem with them, but I saw some shit today where, I mean, they gotta know that a nigga gonna come back. And another girl, now they 45, laughing about some shit back in the day. I'm not going to have it, nigga. Y'all too grown now to be tripping. I don't be talking about old bitches. So why y'all talking about old shit?
But of course, Shine did respond back and tell Ray J, saying that the record showed that he did not hit it first, which was a reference towards Ray J's song that he made about Kim Kardashian. And of course, I think Brandy took offense to this conversation, or she took it as disrespectful, because not only was it a discussion that was publicly, but just the overall context of how the perception is. It can be perceived as if basically that she was out here just being promiscuous or loose or whatever you want to call it. And I think it was the fact that she wasn't there either to be present in that conversation, so she had no say so at all, so it could just be taken either way. Now, whether or not these things are true or not is neither here nor there. The point is there is a trace of events that prove that this is a repeated pattern of Brandy experiencing this in the music industry, being highly praised by her peers and having some of those same peers or friends or ex-lovers or whoever you want to call them put her on blast in the public eye. It's almost like a backhanded compliment. Like, I'm getting ready to say something real nice to you, and then I'm going to hit you with the insult. But those just are my thoughts. I want to know what you think down below. Do you think there is some jealousy between Brandy and Beyonce going on? Do you think that they like each other? Do you think Brandy dislikes Beyonce? Despite there being numerous occasions where she has praised and shown love to Beyonce? Or do you think Beyonce just don't like Brandy? Or maybe Beyonce feels like Brandy doesn't care for her? What you think about Rodney when he said to Brandy? Do you think he was wrong for throwing in her face that he could make $5 million working with Beyonce while she sits there and try to figure out what she want to do with her life? Let me know your thoughts below, and I'll talk to you in the next video. Thank you so much for watching. Be sure to like, share, and subscribe here with us at Back in Time. But until next time.
Don't you feel tough? Yeah! Don't you feel strong? Yeah! Don't you feel like going home? Sure! Yeah! Then get the hell out of my apartment and